Hi, today we're starting to read Nancy Clancy Book 3. Chapter 1, Paper Fortune Tellers. My turn to ask a question, Nancy said to Bree. It was late afternoon. They were in their clubhouse telling fortunes. Fortune telling was more fun to do in the dark, so they had taped together the sheets of the clubhouse. Now the only light came from the flashlight. It kept flickering on and off because the battery was almost dead. Spooky, Bree said. Eerie, Nancy agreed. Bree slipped her fingers into a paper fortune teller. They had made so many that it looked like a flock of colorful birds had landed in the clubhouse. In a low voice, Bree whispered, "I'll peer into the fortune now. Ask whatever you wish." Nancy wanted to giggle, but giggling would wreak the eerie mood, so she forced her lips to unsmile. Then she asked the same thing as she asked a bunch of times before. "Will my mom give it in and let me get pierced ears before my birthday?" "Pick a color." "Purple," Nancy told Bree, who began opening and closing the wings of the paper fortune teller. While she spelled out purple, besides Nancy, only 5 third-grade girls didn't have pierced ears. And that was because they were scared to. Bree's ears had been pierced when she was a baby. "Hey, are you paying attention?" Bree said in her normal voice. "I said to pick a number." 7, Nancy said. "Once." Bree had opened and shut the fortune teller 7 times. Nancy got to select one of the flaps. The one with the star. Bree cleared her throat. "The question is, will you get your ears pierced before your birthday?" the fortune teller says. Bree lifted up the paper flap and frowned. "It says unfortunately no." Nancy's heart sank. "It's hopeless," Bree suggested. "You know the answer doesn't mean anything. Fortune telling is just pretending." "Pretend." "Yes, I guess," Nancy reminded herself. All the times she got good answers to this very same question. Paper fortune tellers were fun, but they weren't reliable. You couldn't count on them to see the future. After Bree went home, Nancy found her mom and little sister in the kitchen. Jojo was scribbling so hard in a coloring book that the page was about to rip. Nancy's mother was searching through the freezer. "Guess I should have stopped at the supermarket after work." Her mom frowned. "Well, gang, looks like it's macaroni and cheese tonight." Or she opened the pantry door to check there. "Or cheese and macaroni." Just then, they all heard the car crunch over the gravel in the driveway. Jojo jumped up. "It's Daddy! I bet he's bringing pizza." Nancy didn't know what made her say that. The words seemed to pop out of her mouth all in a row. No more than a second later, the kitchen door banged open and voila! Her father was holding a large flat cardboard box from the king's crown. Nancy was surprised. In fact, she was more than surprised. She was astonished. "Dad, I just predicted you were bringing home pizza. Didn't I, Mom?" "Yup, she did." Then Frenchie came racing down the stairs and ran in circles around Dad. Her tongue was hanging out, and she was drooling like a maniac. That was because dogs had super sense of smell. Room 3D was learning about the 5 senses. Mr. Dudley had explained that dogs can smell about 1,000 times better than human beings. Nancy helped her mom fix a salad. Then the Clancys all sat down in the dining room. There were candles and clothing napkins. It was one of Nancy's rules. Well, not a rule exactly. It just made dinner time fancy and clevised. Nancy was on her second slice of pizza when the phone rang in the kitchen. "I have a feeling it's Grandma," Nancy said. However, she didn't get up to answer the phone. That was one of her parents' rules. No calls during dinner. After 4 rings, Grandma's voice came on. "Hello, my darlings. Grandpa and I are hoping to come visit the weekend after next." "Goody," Jojo said, and slurped up a long string of pizza cheese. The message ended with Grandma smacking a loud kissing sound. Smooch! Didn't I predict it was Grandma calling? "Hey, do you have special powers we don't know about?" "No, Dad, of course I don't. At least I don't think I do." During desert, the phone rang again. "So, who is it this time?" Nancy's dad wanted to know. Nancy shut her eyes, but before there was time for the answer to float into her mind, she heard her Bree's voice. "My parents are going to see somebody's new baby at the hospital. So they're taking Freddie and me over to Annie's house. It's only for an hour. Want to come?" "Oh, please, can I?" Nancy begged her parents. Annie was 17 and the most super baby sister in the world. "I've never seen Annie's room. And Bree says it's spectacular." Nancy predicted exactly what her mom would say next. "Do you have homework?" Everybody in 3D had to write about a special smell. Nancy's was a little cloth bag of dead flowers that she kept in her top drawer. It was called sachet. You said it was like sachet. It made her underwear smell heavenly. "I just have to put the finishing touches on my paragraph." That sounded better than saying she was completely done. Her mom looked uncertain. "Mom, I'll finish it at Annie's. I promise." In fact, then she raised her right hand as if she were on a witness stand. "I give you my Salamat." "Oh la la, that sealed the deal."